Okay, so these are some of the cards. I already looked through them, shuffled them, which I usually do, so they're not in order. And I'm just going to show them. I'm not going to read the names. I'm just going to show them. It's a beautiful deck. And I love the finish of it. It's excellent card stock. And I like that it's matte. Like I said, once I opened this up, I said, I have to start working with Kali. Now's the time. Kali destroys things in your life that are not good for you and no longer serve you. And supposedly she works really fast and furiously, and it could be painful. But I need that for a specific situation. And for healing past trauma. I think she can get to the bottom of issues that a person has that they've tried with shadow work to do. And they just can't seem to solve the problem, even with all the shadow work. So, I think she would be great. I'm very interested in her, as a whole entity. That's why I've ordered some books so I could read and get to know more about her. Because that's what I like to do with my deities. I like to do it properly. Oh, I like this card. I like to read about them and study up on them first. And then put together a nice, respectable altar. First. But I've already, called out to her. And gave her a couple offerings. And just spoke to her. And from what I hear, Kali's energy is not for everybody. I think this is what's on the front cover. But I like this one. I like this one. I like that one. But she seems like a deity that I would really mesh well with. I hear that she's very good for being able to cut ties from like the past or some things. Oh, look at that. It's a tongue, a knot. That is not, I like that one. Look at that. That she's able to help cut ties, unhealthy ties, like thought problems or things that are psychological, that are like deep seated in your unconsciousness that they don't even know you have. but you're carrying them along as baggage. And I think that she is going to be very good for helping me trim the excess fat, which I think is important for me, and now at this point in my life, even before I go any further with any other endeavors. I like this one. I love them all. They're so nice. I mean, I've heard her energy is just very, very potent, and she comes and works really fast. Some people get, they say they get knocked off their feet sometimes like it's a whirlwind of change. But I think what I can compare it to a metaphor is if you were to break your nose and then somebody has to crack it back into place. And that's going to hurt like anything for like a couple seconds, but then it's going to be fixed and, your nose will be back to normal. That's the closest metaphor that I could think of, right now that would describe working with her on specific issues. But I don't choose entities just to work with them as for favors and drop them. I don't do that. When I connect with the deity, I plan on having that connection forever. Unless for whatever reason something happens and they feel it's best that I move on, to another deity. But in my mind, I just don't take. I like to build the relationships, properly. So I heard she also likes water, so I had a glass of water for her, and I don't have an altar for her yet. So I just had this, and then I put this on top of the oracle deck, and then right below it on top of the oracle deck, I put a glass of water. And so far I sprayed nice perfume on, and I gave her some blood. So I know she has a specific Hindu symbol, but it's not a sigil. This is considered her sigil. And I was also unsure, and I asked her, I did a reading and I asked her, she said, yes, that's her sigil. But there is, she does have a specific, I don't know what they're called. It's like a mandala. You'll know when I show it to you. It's a pattern. Here. And this is it's wait a minute. I think this is it. Wait a minute. No. This is it. I think this is the, I don't know what they call it. This is a Hindu symbol. Now I have to look into this further. Now, this is what, number 30? It says Nitya Kali. I don't want to give any false information here. I'm just starting to learn, and I only read a few pages, and I watched videos about her. So let me go ahead and let's take a look at 30. See what it says here in the book for Oracle card number 30. Let's get here. Okay, so we have here Nitya Kali. To be honest, it doesn't explain what this symbol. This is not a sigil. It's not a sigil. It's like sacred geometry. That's what I would call it. Sacred geometry. Hinduism. Hindu sacred geometry. Let me see that there was one that. Does this one? Is this hers? I'm not sure, but this is another Hindu sacred geometry. Let's see here. Not 21. We could take a look at here at card 21. But these are both examples of sacred Hindu sacred geometry. Okay. It doesn't say exactly what it was. You know, I have this really good coloring book, okay? When I first started, well, I wouldn't say when I first started, because I always had an interest in Satanism and the dark arts when I was a child. But a couple years, I would say about 5 years ago, when I started and I had a spiritual awakening, I was still married at that time. And I started getting drawn into the craft. And I wanted to get I wasn't working, so I ordered this coloring book from Amazon. And this is the best coloring book, it's an adult coloring book, and it was thick, and it had like a spiral, it was bound by a spiral, and it was a Hindu deity. If I see the link, you know, I'll post it. But I guess if you could look on Amazon and look for Hindu gods coloring book, adult coloring book, you'll be able to find it. And it goes into detail about all the different gods. And I remember I saw Kali, and I colored. I bought the pens, and some of the pages had these symbols, the sacred geometry in some pages. So I would color the whole. One page would be like this, and then you'd have a couple pages describing what each symbol is, and then there would be a picture of one of the gods. And I know I had a fun time doing a beautiful coloring of Kali, and it was explained who she was. And yeah, if anyone that likes, you know, arts and crafts type things and enjoys adult coloring, I suggest you get it's like a big thick book with a spiral on it, and you'll learn about all the Hindu gods. That was just when I was first starting. Like I said, not first starting, but I would say getting back to who I am. Like I had a spiritual awakening, and the first thing that I was drawn to was about books on Kundalini, raising Kundalini yoga. And then I became obsessed with learning about Kundalini, and Kali is about that life force, raising the Kundalini life force. And shortly thereafter, I was connected to the Morrigan, and then Goddess Lilith and Belial, and then the rest goes into history. So, Yes, but that was the first thing. I was buying books about Kundalini Yoga and The Dark Night of the Soul. And I was just drawn to purchasing this beautiful, like the beautiful coloring book. And I did some beautiful um, colors with shimmer markers, and they came out really pretty. I can't find that book, but I would like to get it again. And if I do get that book again, I will show, I'll show it. And there was a lot of information there, but I didn't actually read it. I was having too much fun coloring, and I think I lost it, or it got like smashed in the move when I had to move back home. So, yeah, this is a sigil, and these are, I gotta find the name of them, but this looks like a chakra symbol right here. But I think they called them mandalas. They would take up the whole page and you could color them. And there's one that's specifically associated with Kali. Like I said, I'm not very much informed at all. I just heard a knock. I'm trying my best to explain from what I know. And this is the beautiful deck. I just can't show a video of cards. I always have to like go on and off the tangent because I guess I like to talk. So this is the deck, and like I said, I can't just see myself just using this for an oracle deck. This is a deck that I